Hi, everybody. This week we're going to be talking about the extraordinary, powerful, phenomenal guitarist, songwriter, singer, Memphis Minnie. Welcome back to Wild Women of Song, great gal composers of the jazz era. And as we say in the show, sometimes we just got to talk about the blues. And you can't talk about blues without talking about Memphis Minnie. Memphis Minnie, who with her guitar and her extraordinary finger-picking style and her really strong vocals, between 1929 and 1949, recorded well over 100 songs, many of which were her own originals, which just capture this fantastic spirit and her unforgettable songs, important to our blues canon. She was born Lizzie Douglas. She was the eldest of 13 children. And, the story goes that she pretty much knew that there were two options available to her, that she could join up into a life of domestic service or spend a wretched life working in the fields. So she decided to become a musician. They say that she got her first guitar at the age of 10 and never looked back. She started running away to the hard town of Memphis, and it was pretty hard back then. And she started learning how to play guitar and developing her unique finger-picking style and earning the respect of some of the biggest blues guitarists of her day. We can hear in what has been a really well-documented series of recordings of her how often she has this very strong style and was very happy playing with an equally strong man, seeming to absolutely hold her own and fall into a real great understanding of what this music needed to be about. There's this great Langston Hughes poem about her, which was written in the 40s. This was near the end of her career. And he's talking about a New Year's Eve gig in Chicago. Memphis Minnie grabs the microphone and says, "Hey now!" And then she leans forward ever so slightly on her guitar, begins to beat out a good old steady rhythm, a down-home rhythm on the strings, a rhythm so contagious that often it makes the crowd holler out loud. And then Minnie smiles. Her gold teeth flash for a split second. Her earrings tremble. Her right hand, with the dice ring on it, picks out the tune, throbs out the rhythm, beats out the blues, and then through the racket of the noisy Chicago bar float Louisiana bayous, muddy old swamps, Mississippi dust and sun, cotton fields, lonesome roads, train whistles in the night, mosquitoes at dawn, and the rural free delivery that never brings the right letter. All these things cry out through the strings on Memphis Minnie's guitar. She was one of the first people to really embrace, first of all, steel string guitar. National guitars were her brand, and when they started going electric, she really was one of those very first people to embrace that technology. Something, by the way, Langston Hughes was slightly horrified at, the science interrupting the music. But I think that she understood that if you're playing in loud places and want to be heard above the band, use everything you've got. And that amplified sound inspired Muddy Waters, in turn, who certainly played that style of music. And think of how many people really found her to be an inspiration, leading all the way up to Bonnie Raitt. So I'm holding here a collection of Memphis Minnie with fantastic liner notes on it about every single aspect of her career. It's an exhaustive study of her work. But some of the songs that you really want to focus on, Bumblebee, that was one of her first hits. And When the Levee Breaks, this song has resurfaced time and time again. Led Zeppelin did a very famous interpretation of that song. And then after Katrina, the song resurfaced again with people paying homage to it. I hope you're enjoying hearing about these women, these really important women in the earliest days of jazz and blues. We love hearing from you, and tell us what you want to hear more of. But first of all, subscribe to this channel. We're going to be putting these up every week as we have been. YouTube.com/Wild Women of Song. Come join us.